amounts to $13 billion since 2012. But the reality is this money has been amped up over the last 2 years. Go figure. Those are the last 2 years that Joe Biden has been in office. $13 billion since 2012. And don't forget, we spend so much money on other things regarding these illegal children. It's almost $10,000 a year to put them through public education. With the way Democrats and certainly in big cities are spending money. It costs far too much, but that is what it costs. We know that there has been a history of placing these kids with abusive sponsors. Many of these kids have been forced into horrible working conditions. It's almost like slave labor. And again, all of this spike we saw under Joe Biden to spend an unbelievable amount, $13 billion since 2012. Well, who uncovered all of this? Open the Books did. Joining me now is the founder and CEO of Open the Books. Adam Andrzejewski is with us. Adam, welcome back.
Grant, thanks for having me on. Thanks for welcoming me back. It's absolutely crazy. So just in the last 2 years, the amount of taxpayer funding of $4.4 billion, that's billion with a B, it's absolutely staggering the cost to take care of the unintended consequences of hundreds of thousands of unaccompanied children that are crossing our southern border. So just in the past 2 years, there's been 260,000 unaccompanied minors come across the border. Taxpayer stake on that is $4.4 billion.
And we've lost, by some reports, 85,000 of these kids.
We have. So there's a wellness check that the Office of Refugee Resettlement, they're the organization underneath Health and Human Services that's supposed to be keeping track of these unaccompanied minors. And 85,000, just in the past 2 years, out of that 260,000, on every single month they're supposed to do a wellness check, and they can't get a hold of the sponsors. And so you got whistleblowers, Grant, in front of Congress, and they're testifying that they used to work for the agency, and they've seen apartment buildings with 50 kids registered to the building. They've seen single bad actors come in and and be sponsored for multiple children from multiple federal locations. And they've seen sponsors that speak one language and pick up a kid that speaks another language.
Unbelievable. Adam, maybe you can help me out here. So I was going through your report, and I saw some organizations' names. Southwest Key Programs. Another one was Baptist Child and Family. There were a few others, but I picked these two out because Southwest Key Programs received $3.7 billion from the federal government. Baptist Child and Family, according to your report, $3.1 billion from the federal government. What are these programs? Who are they? Are they nonprofits? Because it's a lot of money going to a nonprofit.
Yeah, they're nonprofits, and they form the soft social safety net around these kids to, get them educated, provide housing, hopefully to sponsor them out to family, relatives, guardians, or people that go through a vetting process and become sponsors. And so you have non-governmental organizations like these that are engaged in this process, taking billions of dollars worth of U.S. taxpayer grant money to engage, with these unaccompanied children. They're supposed to defend these kids. They're supposed to create good outcomes for these kids. What we found is that certainly every crisis has its profiteers. The CEOs of those businesses are making over, oftentimes, $600,000